Welcome back, everyone. So I've got a lot of friends right across the world, and especially in America. And a question that keeps coming up from them every time I speak to them, time and time again, it's the same thing. They say, Paul, what's going on in the UK right now? We're hearing about so much crime. Why is this happening? Which sometimes seems a bit weird, because coming from a country not exactly known for being without its own violent crime issues itself, things must be pretty bad here for them to be noticing, right? And for whatever reasons, my American friends that I speak with seem genuinely concerned, and they genuinely seem to care about the UK and are hugely disappointed in the direction in which we're unquestionably heading. So why is the UK such a dangerous place to live? And even if that's an exaggeration, it certainly is the perception right now. And it's growing fast, and I would imagine that our tourist industry could be in real danger. The truth is, there is no simple, straightforward answer. But for what it's worth, here's my view. And I think that at least can be summed up fairly quickly and fairly simply. Because for many years now, let's be straightforward about this, criminals have had a pretty easy ride, haven't they? And this started with the Blair government and has just got worse and worse ever since. Our police forces and our police stations have been stripped to the bare bones. You're more likely to see a total eclipse of the sun than you are a Bobby on the beat. And of course, during all of this time, we've been busy importing thousands upon thousands of criminals from overseas to add to our own homegrown scumbags. Not exactly a recipe to reduce crime, is it? And then of course we've had soft sentencing, police forces ignoring crime in the name of community cohesion, and diversity hasn't helped either. Political correctness gone mad has appeased a lot of criminals, and with appeasement comes empowerment. And the powers that be wonder why we find ourselves here and why criminals are running around with virtual impunity. And let's be clear, we can blame mostly the Tories for the dilution of our police forces, no longer referred to as forces anymore, rather as police services. And many of us are left wondering these days just who they're supposed to be serving. Shoplifting, ignored. Someone steals your bike, tough. Someone stole my car, here's your crime reference, see you later. Someone assaulted my wife, oh well, shit happens. But I saw it with my own eyes, officer. There are witnesses, I know where the culprit lives. Sorry sir, not enough evidence. That, my friends, is not a police service. And certainly it's not one worth paying for. And many feel that police recruitment over the years has fell way below the required standards. Ask any retired police officer who served back in the day, and I've got a lot of them that watch this channel, and they'll all tell you the same thing. They feel that a lot of today's police officers simply aren't up to the job morally, physically or mentally, and are employed because of their ability to be told how to think rather than their ability to think for themselves. Common sense seems to have disappeared from modern day policing. And let's be frank, most new recruits are fresh from their super hard left university education and got into the job with a pre-existing and strong political bias that flies directly in the face of policing without favour. And we've seen plenty of that in recent months. The end result in this recipe for chaos, right in front of our eyes, soft sentencing, appeasement leading to empowerment, fewer police, and the wrong type of people in the job in the first place, makes for a very powerful but rather inevitable soup. Modern Britain is a very, very different place to the one that I grew up in. And up until quite recently, I would think nothing of travelling up to London on my own. My wife would sometimes do the same. The only rule then was not to wear or carry anything expensive. But even that's gone out the window now, not anymore. Those days are over. London is done for me and for my family. You can keep it. I don't want to go there. I don't want to give London my money, and I certainly don't want to be around the dangers that it unquestionably brings. Look, I can only speak for myself, but every time I step foot out the door now, I feel that I'm at risk. I feel that I'm on offer. There's no one to protect me, there's no sense of justice, and God forbid we even think about defending ourselves. Now that is something that will get dealt with quickly. And unfortunately, there's no simple or short-term answer to any of the previously mentioned issues. I believe we need a root and branch change, both to the criminal justice system and our police services. And we've seen in recent weeks just how swiftly and how quickly the police and the courts can act when they've got the will and they're instructed to do so. What a shame they can't do the same when it comes to vehicle theft, shoplifting, assault, street robbery and child grooming. But for that to happen, there would have to be a political will to do it in the first place. And it's my opinion that for years now, politicians from both sides of the House have thoroughly neglected and utterly betrayed the British people when it comes to our well-being and our personal safety. And it doesn't matter to them what race, creed, colour or religion you are, we're all just plebs to them. It's my opinion that ever since Tony Blair got his sorry, phony war arse in the number 10, the UK has been the victim of the worst set of politicians in our entire history. And the very worrying trend continues, and it is more evident today than it ever has been. Let me know what you think.